It's the Albert formula.
Okay.
And I always share with people that, yes, you might, as we were talking about, take action, but I like the question when you say, what do you mean action? Action meaning, what is your plan of attack? And if you have that plan of attack, then take action of that attack, of that plan. If you look at American football, okay, let's say USC, you know, that's USC. People say, oh, USC is number one. But USC has a plan, and they follow that plan. If you look at any sport, there's rules, and everybody follows these rules. There's rules at home. We have our children. You can't go in here. You can't do this. Don't say this. Don't. It's all rules. Well, it's the same thing with our lives. We must have rules, and mine is my name. I call it the Albert formula. This is the formula I use all my life up to today to put me where I am today. And I always tell my audience, Bill Gates, President Bush, everyone, they use the same formula. The only difference is they never told you what the formula was. I'm going to share that with you.
Okay.
I break it down to my name, Albert, A-L-B-E-R-T. And the A is aim high. Set the bar real high. So I'll tell you a story. When I was 8, I saw a movie about this wonderful country called USA. And I told everyone in that room that day that I was going to go live there. Now, is that setting the bar high of a place you didn't even know exists? Is it setting the bar high when you quit your job and say you're going to become a professional speaker? Set the bar high. Some people set the bar so low that when they don't make it, they're like, okay, well, you know, no, I set the bar real high. So I say aim high. So that's how I tell a little story about how you set the bar. And the L is learn from others. Now, I know my weaknesses and I know my strengths. When I said I want to be a professional speaker, I'd never given a speech before. So what I did was I went on the internet and I researched all these big-time speakers that I've heard so much about, including Les Brown, and I sent him an email. And I said, I want to become a speaker like you. Guess what? He replied. He did. He said, okay, send me your tape. Actually flew from Seattle to San Diego to hear him speak, and I waited for him to, when it was over, went to his hotel room, carried his bags to the airport. I did all of that. He came to Seattle. I followed him in his limo to the airport. When he got out, I picked his bag. He didn't even know I was following him, and went straight up there and made him check him in and all that. Well, I did all of that. Then I gave him my tape. Well, guess what? He looked at the tape and sent me a response back. So I learned from these people who are where they're already where I want to get to. Yeah. So that's the L. Find mentors in your life to help you with your weaknesses.
Who's your current mentors? Who are you still learning from?
Same people. Les. Right now it's Keith Harrell. I just came from Lou Heckler's home of training. Paid him a chunk of money, but he's helping me. You know, people say, why are you still paying all this money for development? You already make all this money. You already make this many speeches. But when you're not learning, you're not growing. And in our business, especially you're in front of CEOs and all these people that are half of them probably smarter than you are anyway, and you're taking this information and putting together in 45 minutes to make them understand because they refuse to go do it. Well, you must really bring it because they're paying you lots of money to sit there for 45 minutes to listen to you. So you're always growing. So I have these people, you know, Lou Heckler, Joe Calloway, John Alston. These are the people I call regularly, you know, for help. And they help me always with things. But I don't waste their time. When I call, I have a specific question. And boom, they give it to me, you know. So I have these people as my mentors. So in the L, I said, find mentors in place. I call it the extreme dream team. You need, everyone needs an extreme, not just a dream team, extreme dream team around you to help you get to where you want to go. So the B is be yourself. Some people, especially in our business, some people come in our business as speakers and say they like Les Brown. Then they start sounding like him. Then they like Brian Tracy. Then they quote, every sentence is a quote from Brian Tracy. And the people are sitting there going, oh, we could have watched Brian Tracy tape and would have been okay. So I say, be yourself. So if you're whatever product you're selling, know your strengths, know your weakness, and just be who you are. Don't try to be something that you're not.
Why do you suppose people do that? Why do they try to be somebody else? I mean, what is it, insecurity, or is it, why do we do that?
Insecurity is one of them. The other one, the main one, is they refuse to learn People don't want to spend the time to really grow. And the few that do are the ones that get to where they want to go.
Yeah.
You know, because why would somebody, a big time, a speaker, good friend of mine, sent me an email and said, what are you doing spending all this money to Lou Heckler and going all the way to Florida to stay in his house and talk about trying to, you know, get more? Why, Albert? People love you. You're doing well. But see, to him, I'm doing well.
Right.
To me, I'm not.
You're not where you want to be.
No,
right?
Because I want to grow up to be like the kids and the Les, you know, the people that everybody know. I want to grow up to be like them. There's different levels, and every level I get, I want to climb a different mountain. I'm always climbing a different mountain. I get to this mountain, I say, okay, have I come here now? Next, and I go to a different mountain. I'm always climbing. I will never stop climbing till the day I get called to lay down and I'm gone. But as long as I'm here, I'm going to keep climbing. So that's the B is be.
So aim high, learn from others, be yourself.
Yeah.
E.
Expect a lot from yourself. That answers that question that you said. Why don't people, is it because of insecurity? I think the main one is they don't expect a lot from themselves. They don't want to hold themselves accountable for their own actions. You know, they come home and say, honey, I worked so hard today. They only made 5 calls all day. And yet they say they work hard all day. That's not working hard. Where the other guy said, honey, I work hard today. I made 20 calls and I didn't even get 1 appointment. Well, the guy who made 5 calls didn't make 1 appointment. Guess who eventually is going to fill the pipeline? The guy that make 20 every day. So that's the diff. They don't hold themselves accountable. So I say expect a lot from yourself. And the R is you must be a risk taker. To really get to where you want to go, you got to make some sacrifices. If you spend too much time watching TV at the end of the day, cut that out. Go and enroll yourself in some school and learn more. Find people that can help you. Call them on the phone and say, tell me why, blah, 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 and people will help you out. But people don't want it to be risk takers. They take the easy way out. They're complacent. So that's the R.
Which is what you did when you mortgaged your house. Because
Yes.
that's exactly, I'm sure you and I have talked about this in the past, is when I made the transition, that's what I did. I mortgaged my house and put on a big conference, and I actually lost my shirt on the first one.
Yes.
You know, but you're willing to take the risk. And I can remember looking at my wife and saying, okay, worst case scenario is we lose $100,000. You know, you and me and the other 3 speakers are the only ones that show up. Can we live with that? And never forget it. She said, yeah, we're young. We can always start over.
That's it.
And, you know, and what worse is going to happen, right? You know, and I think so much of the time we're trying to stay at the same level where we're at.
Because we're complacent.
Yeah, and we don't know that the way to get there is to risk losing where
That's
you're at.
it.
And maybe going back.
That's it.
But we're so intent on being safe
Yes.
that we don't take that next step.
You know, in my presentations, I say something like, people spend too much time arguing and worrying about the door that's closed. Oh, I was fired. You believe they fired me? Where they don't spend time realizing that another door is open.